I swear, the serendipity of the Nintendo universe flows through my veins, because just a few days ago, we were talking about the potential for a new Pokemon game dropping later this year out of nowhere, and what do you know? It's time for Pokemon Presents. Plus, we've got new Switch games, interesting Splatoon 3 final details, and more. So good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Hope you're all doing fantastic out there. Call me crazy, but Monday is a fine opportunity. I look forward to Mondays because it's a chance to do better than last week. I don't know. That's how I look at it, and I'm always excited about, can I improve upon last week? And usually I can. I never do perfect. I don't even think I do pretty good, but I always want to improve. I always want to do better. So maybe you can look at it through that lens and make your Monday a little less miserable. Plus, we got Nintendo news in 10 minutes flat. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Let's kick it off with Splatoon 3 wrapping up. And something I found very interesting about this that I didn't really fully put together. We have this final Grand Splatfest, but I saw this interesting article talking about how Splatoon has used their final Splatfests as a precursor to the next game. Callie versus Marie helped dictate Splatoon 2. Order versus Chaos helped dictate Splatoon 3. Will this team's idol Splatfest help dictate Splatoon 4? Does Nintendo decide to come up with a fourth Splatoon idol grouping, or do they just pick Squid Sisters off the hook and deep cut based on who wins this Splatfest as the popular fan choice for the fourth game? I just thought that was an interesting note that both sequels have been affected by earlier Splatfests, and maybe that gives you a reason to think a little bit deeper about your pick for who you're going to go with. They've all got the merch. It seems like this is going to be one of the final, if not the last, big ones, and it's starting on September 13th, so you still have a month to pick. Honestly, I do like Callie and Marie, but I think I'm probably going to go with Off the Hook. Pearl and Marina is kind of my favorite era of a Splatoon, and I think the coolest dynamic duo there. But speaking of dynamic duos, how about Hollow Knight and Sekiro? Well, it'd be great if we had either of those games on Nintendo Switch. We don't. Well, we have Hollow Knight 1, but you know what I'm talking about. Silk Song never pops up. Where is it? Who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nine Souls, though, is coming to Switch, and this game looks sweet. It is a blend of Hollow Knight and Sekiro. It's already out on PC and has received a ton of great reviews. It dropped 2 months ago there, and now it's finally coming to Switch. We see a rating has popped up for Nintendo Switch, which is awesome. This game should then be out in the near future, given that ratings usually indicate, it's in its final process of getting close to release. And while this game does look oddly familiar to a game that just came out, called Bow Path of the Teal Lotus, this is actually a different game. And it's funny because in my head, Lotus and Souls are kind of similar. The character looks kind of similar. The art and the colors even look kind of similar. But this game is about parrying and taking down your enemy's defensive stances alongside some Metroidvania explorative type elements. Anything that's Hollow Knight that actually comes out, I'm here for. I know it's not Hollow Knight in name, but it's Hollow Knight in aesthetic. It's Hollow Knight in some of the gameplay mechanics. So I'm very excited for this one. Add it to your radar. Should be out later this year. Nine Souls looking sweet. And something else you can add to your radar is a Pokemon Presents. I didn't even know this until I started researching for this video. Pokemon Presents are due. Pokemon Presents happen this time of year. The last 3 years, Nintendo has graced us with an August Pokemon Presents. In 2021, it was August 18th. In 2022, it was August 3rd. In 2023, it was August 8th, which means Pokemon Presents is right around the corner. It's August 5th here. August 8th is later this week, and it could be any moment. Remember, they're not going to use the last week because that's when Gamescom is happening in Europe, in Germany, and that's a big event. Even if Nintendo is not going to be super present there, the Pokemon Company is going to be present there. And we do know that they have their Pokemon trading card app that they're going to want to drop and hype up, and maybe teases of other things as well. Isn't this just so perfect, though? Because as much as I want to see the Pokemon trading card app, as much as I want to see more Pokemon Legends ZA, what were we talking about just a few days ago before the weekend hit? That Nintendo loves to utilize November Black Friday release week. November Black Friday release week has been a popular release week for Pokemon and other major Nintendo titles. They've utilized this week every single year of Nintendo Switch, 7 years straight. They've dropped a game that week, and right now they have no game that week. They've got Mario and Luigi Brothership dropping on November the 7th, and they got nothing else after that. Nothing in December, not even a strange small game. They've got nothing. And this timing is too perfect that we're waiting for what they're going to announce. We say they have to announce it soon if they want something to drop in November, and we're due for a freaking Pikachu fiesta any day now. A Pokemon Presents will assuredly be the place to announce this if it's going to happen. I thought maybe a September Nintendo Direct, but given that we're not even sure if there's a September Nintendo Direct, and given that that would be very close to release in early/mid-November, it's got to be the Pokemon Presents. And I am now more fired up about this event than I would have been otherwise because, you know, sometimes these events can be a little lackluster. Sometimes they take forever to go through trading card stuff, then they go through anime stuff, then they've got their, Pokemon Concierge on Netflix. This time, though, it could be a really epic show. If Pokemon Legends ZA is going to launch anytime in the first half of 2025, we would be seeing a substantial gameplay preview. If it's going to launch in 2025 as predicted, I still think we would see a trailer that highlights more than just like the vibes of the city and then the prospect of a new game. Now, if Nintendo, is there a world where Nintendo wants to keep it for themselves? I guess, but I don't know that TPC would allow it, especially because the Pokemon Company is going to be at Gamescom. Now, this doubles down and makes things even more spicy because previously we assumed the reason they were going to be at Gamescom was to highlight their app. And yes, their app is exciting, and yes, they're going to make a ton of money off the app, and yes, the app looks really cool, and swiping those packs does look super satisfying, especially since you get free ones each day. But there might be more. To have presence at Gamescom where you're announced as one of the major partners, maybe it's because there's actually a video game there as well, like a Switch game, a console game. And wouldn't that be huge for Gamescom, huge for the audience, huge for the convention center to be like, dude, Pokemon Black and White remake is coming out and we've got it here. Or my predictions, which were either Pokemon Mystery Dungeon or Pokken Tournament 2, either game would be a sick demo for the show floor of Gamescom and would help complete Nintendo's calendar, give them a major seller, and boost those numbers that are not currently boosting. I don't know if you guys have been seeing, but right now there is some stock market chaos and craziness. Japan stocks are way down, Nintendo stocks are plummeting, and that's not good, especially on the heels of an announcement that, hey, Nintendo didn't really sell all that much. Their profits were down 55% year over year. A Pokemon game could be a humongous lifeline right now. It could be the throw out that little raft thing. What is it called? The lifeguard's like, hey, I got this ring. It's not a donut, it's a power ring. It's a floaty ring. It's a flotation device, a ring float, ring toss. You know what I'm talking about, a water ring. Inflatable lifesaver. But you can't lick it. You can, though, play Pokemon, hopefully, later this year. My guess is that this Pokemon Presents is either later this week, most likely next week, although it is odd that Nintendo dropped a trailer today on Monday, so some are predicting Pokemon Presents later this week. Either way, I think Pokemon Presents is going to bring a new Pokemon game our way, and I think it's going to be releasing later this year, and I think this all just makes too much sense and lines up. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Am I jumping to conclusions, or does this just line up? Why would Nintendo, in a down year, a year where they need sales, a year where they want to sell software to take advantage of their humongous install base, why would they skip the Black Friday week when they haven't skipped that week a single year of Switch? Why? And what fills that week? Well, it's been Nintendo, Mario or Zelda offshoots, or it's been Pokemon Company, Pokemon games. I think we're due for a Pokemon game. Hasn't been a Pokemon game all year. Pokemon Presents didn't present one earlier this year, but maybe this is why. Maybe that's why it wasn't at the June Direct, because Pokemon Presents is in August. The last 3 years, we are going to get ready for another fantastic showing from the creatures over at Game Freak that make the pocket monsters that we know and love. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. What Pokemon game could we get, and are you excited for this show? Plus, are you going to pick up Nine Souls, which I think looks absolutely spiffy, spectacular? And who are you voting for in Splatoon 3's Grand Splatfest? It could and probably will define Splatoon 4. So with that gravitas, know that your vote means a lot. And it's the winner, right? It's not just who votes, who's the winning vote. It's the winner of the Splatfest. So you got to vote. You got to play good. You got to be on the right team. You got to make sure you get your goober all-star Splatoon friends on the right side, which I honestly think is off the hook. That's where I think your vote should go. I'd like to see them back in Splatoon 4, but who knows what will happen. For now, though, I know that we'll be back with another video soon. But in the meantime, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Hit that like button if you enjoy these videos. And until next time, SwitchForce out.